What's up, guys? Cody here, and I've got a dual commentary with a special friend, and his name is
Larry. Larry, I am LarryLostItAll.
Out of Nowhere is my PSN name. You're not out of nowhere. Anyway, really quickly, I'm briefly discussing the gameplay. This is a team deathmatch on Drive-In. New map pack, obviously. I'm using the M16 ACOG site, and Larry can tell you just how much he loves Call of Duty.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry, I am a,
He's a Battlefield player.
Yeah, but...
He is not a Call of Duty player whatsoever anymore. He used to kind of be, but...
Hint anymore.
Hint anymore. Anyway, so, we had a few stories we wanted to talk about this game. Some pretty funny stories, if I must say.
About the game, what?
By the way, I'm using a hardline sleight of hand and ninja, so, yeah, and they're all pro. Anyway, we had some funny stories to share with you guys, and they're true stories.
I didn't
don't
agree
think
to
we're
this.
making these up, and Larry doesn't like one of the story about him, at least, but, you know, it's pretty funny still. I think it's fucking hilarious.
I didn't. I still don't think so. I think it was pretty
so
screwed
anyway,
up.
We live in a small little country town called Midlothian, filled with a bunch of rednecks and
basically...
And fake people.
Yeah, two
honestly,
faces.
that's just the truth. Anyway, me and Larry used to like ride bikes all the time around the town because it's not very big, and there's a lot of good places to ride bikes and stuff.
Before you drove in
But anyway, this one time we found this. How many stairs was it? It was like a 4 stair set. It wasn't even that big.
It was only 2.
It was like a 4 steps stair set.
As long as we're being
and it was
honest.
concrete. Anyway,
2 stairs.
we were only riding, or I was riding. Was I riding the BMX bike?
Yeah.
I was riding the BMX bike. My BMX bike. I don't know what kind it was. And he was riding a mountain bike, so there's kind of a difference, you know. BMX is more for jumping stuff. But anyway, we were going down the. We tried to go down the stairs, didn't we?
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't like this story.
Anyway, I was like, dude, look, that's a pretty badass stair set to jump down, and he was like, dude, I don't know about this. I don't know if I can do this stair set. And I was like, dude, just watch me do it first, and then you can try.
Well, it was.
I'll explain to you how to do it.
Okay. Well, first of all, guys, wait. It was the first time I was ever jumping off something with a bike.
Yeah, he's not like a bike person as far as jumping stuff. He just rides bikes, but he's more of a free runner. But I've had some experience with jumping things and jumping some trash cans and failing at it back in my old city. But anyway, basically I go over this 4-piece stair set, and I landed it beautifully, didn't I? I think I landed both tires like perfectly at the same time. And so you know, I thought I was a pretty big badass, and I was like, all right, dude, your turn. So Larry gets his mountain bike, and he starts.
That's okay. I'll tell this part.
He starts. Well, hold on. I want to tell it epically. Hold on. He starts pedaling towards the stair set to go down it, and as soon as I saw him start to slow down because he panicked, I knew that he was gonna mess up. I just knew it. You want to finish from here?
No.
Anyway, so yeah, he started panicking and he started slowing down. I was like, dude, you're gonna mess up. That's all I was thinking in my head. And I blink, and the next thing I know is I see Larry flying over the handlebars of this mountain bike.
No, I didn't even fly over the handlebars.
Yeah, no, he didn't make it over the handlebars. He just flipped forward with the bike.
The bike flipped onto me, and I hurt my hips on the handles. And then on the concrete, I landed in water, a puddle of water.
There was a puddle at the end of the stair set, and he just landed into the puddle, like almost face first.
My phone was actually in my pocket at the time too.
Yeah.
I didn't get any water damage to my phone, but well, just luckily. But I got my screen cracked, and it was a touchscreen phone, and I was pretty screwed.
Yeah, he was pretty pissed off, and he was like, dude, I don't know how to tell my mom this.
That is why I don't like this story.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story. It was pretty hilarious. He didn't, don't worry, it's not like, it wasn't a bad injury. He didn't even get any real injuries or anything. He just got a few scrapes and probably a bruise or two.
A bunch of laughs.
But more laughs than anything.
That was not good.
This is the funniest thing ever, I swear. But god damn, I should have sped through this chopper gun. That was boring.
Yeah, probably.
So anyway, so that's that story. We had another story. Since we embarrassed Larry with a fall, we're gonna talk about a story that I had an unfortunate and embarrassing fall.
I couldn't stop laughing.
And you know what? I hate this story too. And he loves it because he just laughed his ass off when this happened.
Like a fucking idiot.
Anyway,
You tried to play it off cool.
Me and Larry used to like free run all the time, and we weren't like really good at it or anything. But,
I was.
Okay, fucking show off.
Well, I'm
whatever.
Mexican, so.
Yeah, he's Mexican. Well, this is what makes it ironic. But anyway, we were driving around one day around town, and we were like, dude, we're so bored. What are we gonna do? And I was like, how about we go to Kimmel Park? And I don't know why we wanted to go there. We just did.
That's a local park.
So we went to Kimmel Park, which is the local park in my city, and we got out and we were bored, and we walked around for like 5 minutes, and then we were like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do here. So we start leaving, and Larry, what's the type of jump that you did over that fence?
I did what kind of? Just a speed vault.
A speed vault jump over this, and I will say that this was like what, a 4-foot tall fence, maybe?
Yeah, right. You wish. That was not. It wasn't even a 3-foot tall. It was,
like
2
feet tall fence.
Oh, that's funny. You said it was 4 stairs.
And anyway, he jumps over this fence perfectly, and just, I was like, dude, that looked pretty sick.
It was so easy.
So
wow.
Being the person that I am, I just had to try this, and I've done it before, but I don't know where I messed up. Anyway. So I start running towards this fence.
No, I want to say. Come on.
Okay, you can tell this part.
Okay. The thing he does is he tries to jump over the fence, and the reason I'm saying this is because I don't want him to miss out on anything, because he wasn't the one. He may have been the one to do it, but I was the one to watch everything.
Yeah, he watched everything that happened.
Shut your mouth. Okay, so the thing he did, he tried to do a speed vault over the fence.
4-foot or 2-foot
fence. It's not even probably 2 feet. It was probably like almost 2 feet, to be honest.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, so he jumps over it, and he, being the white guy he is, no racism intended. You didn't even. I don't even think you panicked.
I don't think I panicked, actually.
You just were not thinking. You belly flopped onto the cement floor, the ground, and a whole family of Mexicans sitting at the park at a table having their own kind of
There was like
picnic.
8 Mexicans sitting at this like picnic table next to that.
Oh
and
yeah.
they just all started going, ah, ja, 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 ja.
Yeah, they started speaking Spanish or whatever.
They were speaking Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, so I don't know what the hell they were saying. And all I could think was, God damn, this is so embarrassing. I don't want to even be myself right now.
He tried to play it off cool. He tried to get up. He dusted himself off and was like, oh, there was nothing happened.
I actually, I did try to play it off, honestly, because I got up and I dusted myself off like a badass, and I was like, dude, I'm a champ.
But he was hurting.
I took that fall like a champ.
His hand was bleeding. It wasn't bleeding much, but
dude, I still got a scar from it.
I know, and you said though, these are this is what you said, almost word for word. That is the most I've ever bled in a year. And I was just like, wow, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're a wussy.
Dude, hey, it was actually bleeding a lot for that little thing, though. I thought. But I mean, yeah, so basically it was really fucking embarrassing, and I played it off all cool, but right when I got in the car, I kind of wanted to cry. So I was like, dude, this isn't happening, is it really? And my sister was like, my sister was actually with us, and she said that she felt bad for me.
Oh yeah, and the Mexican family of Mexicans also knew your little sister.
Oh, and it turns out that, yeah, that family of Mexicans knew my sister, and that it was one of her friends' family or something. I don't know.
That's
God. It was horrible. I don't want to think about that anymore.
I think that was funnier than the bike.
Do you want to talk about the time he spilled coffee on you?
Oh wow, screw that was hot.
This one time, me and Larry went to Starbucks Coffee. If you guys have one of those around you, just your ordinary coffee shop. We went to the drive-through part, and I got a frozen frappuccino. It's like frozen coffee. It's really
my
good.
head right now.
And he decided to get the hot coffee.
I didn't know.
It was like 90 degrees or something outside. And he spills coffee all over his lap.
In your Mercedes.
In my brand new car. Well, it isn't brand new, but oh, it's over. But anyway, he was like screaming for help, and I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. But game over.
We didn't have any napkins, no nothing, anything
yeah.
at all.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the commentary, well, you know, we can just talk a little bit longer, even though this is over. Do you have anything to say to my subscribers?
Yeah. Subscribe to me at LarryLostItAll.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't. I'm not making
Okay, or
yet.
don't.
Or, okay, wait. Yeah, do it if you want to, but I don't care.
I guess you could go subscribe to him if you want to, but anyway, if you guys pretty much if you enjoyed this, you can rate it if you want. You can subscribe if you like my videos,
yep.
And expect to see more shit like this.
All right.
So yeah, we'll see you guys later.
It was nice to meet you.